Thank you for your time. I would like to present my accomplishments for 2021 and my goals for 2022. First start with the aquatics group and move on to pumps. Goals for 2021. We were set up to achieve a sales target goal of $3.5 million, and we had record sales of 3.517, which is up about 29% over last year. Another goal last year was to consider what it would take to support an increase in sales for $8 to $10 million. A lot of that has to come in the form of engineering, fabrication, and manufacturing support. That's currently in the works, both infrastructure and personnel. So we needed to also implement some agreed upon organizational changes at 330 to optimize the staff capabilities. The plan was to use less of Mike Gustus's time on the aquatic division and implement a product manager, or rather office manager, to help us out. Another goal was to solve the bottleneck engineering issues. We elevated Bill Peacock fully into an aquatic product manager. He's running with larger products now, including FeederBot and the hand feeder project. Additionally, we hired an additional engineer to move RFQs faster through the system. Still some gaps remain, but we are utilizing other resources from 5 Boynton Road, including Jeff Jean, to help us with drawings. Other highlights from 2021 include the installation at both Princeton and Yale for their multi-rack systems. We also earned our ISO registration in the aquatics group. We won and started the install on the large University of Michigan project, which was our largest bookings yet on a single project of $1.2 million. We sold and installed a shark tank system at University of Madison, Wisconsin, which was very interesting.
It was.
Shipped
We're doing another one.
Definitely. And they're actually doing some research on them with nurse sharks on COVID studies. Very interesting. We also shipped our first system to Europe, continually added some parts and products to the e-store, and we had a lot of progress on our FeederBot product development last year. The plan is to launch that in June of this year.
Yeah, on that note, I did just show a first run video of FeederBot to the Australia and New Zealand aquarium conference last night, so very exciting.
Excellent. More to come on that shortly. We also expanded the team to meet growth needs, both in manufacturing and engineering. We added a couple head counts in the shop. We also launched a standard dosing and controller upgrade system, where Paul is working on upgrading systems in the field, and we put a configured package together that he can select products from to meet the customer's needs. And we finished the year with a backlog of about $1.667 million rolling into 2022. So we have quite a lot of work to do moving forward here.
Yeah, and an update on the backlog. As of January 18th, backlog was up to $2.09 million, and we will have new numbers here in a couple days of February's report on Salesforce and what the backlog is and the biggest projects in the works.
So goals for 2022, we prepare to grow the business to the $4 to $4.5 million range. And to do that, we have to sell more systems, obviously, and grow into Europe as well. The plan is to promote more standard lab read-based systems. We're also going to manage cost and profitability a little tighter. Also needing to address some labor issues, we've added a Ken Bliss as a plastics fabricator for us. And we're trying out a temporary stockroom shipping receiving clerk, Scott Drake, as well. Additionally, we hired Terry Pagano as an office manager / buyer for the aquatics group. She started at the end of January and is falling into her role quite nicely.
Yes, very good so far.
Another goal for 2022 is to set up the shop and personnel out there to streamline system building. Specific skills related to different jobs and tasks are the key for cell type manufacturing. Other improvements include the process improvement Kaizen, working with Mark Cabazello to drive forward a more streamlined process throughout the business. Our goal is to also launch the FeederBot system in June of this year. We also have a hand feeder project that we're looking to develop in conjunction with Harvard, and a saltwater system with MBL. This is a completely non-metallic rack solution for saltwater amphibians.
So Sean is our current lead install and service technician, and we intend to have him migrate more into managing service, selling some basic supplies, so that Paul can do less of that and sell more systems with me. Chris mentioned the launching of new products from FeederBot, hand feeder, the saltwater system. We also want to expand beyond lab systems with this saltwater system that'll allow us to get into zoos, aquariums, aquaculture research labs, and give us some other revenue streams besides the basic zebrafish and xenopus systems. So that's exciting and offers growth prospects. Further product development will be needed in 2022, 2023. We still have some items that we've been kicking down the road a little bit in terms of development. Spawning tank, we're anxiously awaiting our Milwaukee, Japan prototypes for the 2 and 4 liter tank.
The inserts, yeah.
The inserts, yep. And then also still thinking about a 1 liter tank and what we do to flesh out the product line so that we don't have any holes in it relative to Technoplast.
So in addition to product development, we need to streamline our operation inside for the manufacturing processes, starting with the manufacturing folks as well as the warehouse folks as well, to improve their process overall. Another goal for 2022 is to take a look at our systems and get them certified in our electrical compliance, so that we can ship certified systems to Europe.
A little bit about international business. At the moment, we're finding it difficult with Plex in Europe, with Technoplast being so strong and not having a middleman like we do with Plex for a double markup. So we're still trying to break through on a large project in Europe. We've only sold a couple standalone systems to this point. We just recently lost a Geneva project in Switzerland that was about 200,000 US dollars. We were very close. We learned a couple things through the bid process, and we're going to continue to keep plugging away, and we will win eventually. Hopefully FeederBot will help us in that area. So also trying to build relationships in Brazil and South America to move some systems down there from time to time, working with Milwaukee do Brazil, working with Guillermo in his region to try to sole source some aquatic systems down there. India proves to still be a difficult place to get a win. We're still working with Advanced Technologies. They're actively trying to close a standalone system at this point. Our big inquiry at the Tata Institute, his plans to leave Massachusetts and go there have been derailed, so that project unfortunately went away. But we'll continue to work on these relationships. And another neat thing was the presentation with the Walkie Pumps Australia last night at the conference for New Zealand and Australia, showing our product line, showing the feeder bot for the first time, and hopefully growing that relationship. They also have a local installer called Pure Aquatics that will help with the after-sale support. So it feels like a start of a good team there. So as we proceed into 2022, we're requalifying a lot of the quotes that were out there from last year, and also working to close a few big projects that are imminent. I mentioned the Geneva project we lost, so that was a recent loss from the last Salesforce report. I was kind of hoping, I was counting on that one to be part of our number. So that's unfortunate, but we just found a project at UConn for the same amount of money, and we'll most likely win that. So that helped to replace that project. A piece of very good news is the big Yale project, which is $1.738 million. Just got off the phone with them today. They're moving forward. We'll have a letter of intent in February, and that'll be a backlog project for 2023 with a summer installation. But great piece of news, huge margin project, no discount. Had to give a couple concessions on a little extended warranty, but really good project and good margin. Also, we appear to be close to closing the Purdue project, which is a 16 rack system, competing tightly with Aquaneering on price. And being that we've got some other large margin jobs there, we could compete a little bit here and take a little less margin for this Purdue job because of the other high margin jobs we got in there. So that's a $250,000 project. That should be coming along this month as well. Further big projects for this year are a Harvard project of potentially $80,000 for some axolotl systems. And then another big project that we're hopeful for, and a longtime customer of ours at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, is looking at a roughly $400,000 purchase. We hear about their finances and whether or not they get the money in early March. So we're actively tracking that. And also to get to the 4.5 million goal, we're going to be much more aggressive on standalone systems and benchtops. We did just get our products loaded into Thermo Fisher catalog, and we're actively working on marketing and pictures and details for their site, but we hope that that will sell some benchtops and standalones for us without much effort.
To add to that, Eric, we just actually set up cell manufacturing in the workshop the last week to build the standalone cell systems. So we can build in a U-shaped cell format for the standalone systems, while we are still building the multi-rack systems in a different part of the shop manufacturing floor.
That sounds good. A good point on there is that Princeton, out of the blue, said, "Oh, I need 4 standalone systems." So we quoted them last week. They ordered them this week. So there you go. And they're standard 6-shelf ITSE fish systems, and we're going to be able to crank them out. And there's another $100,000 to our total. So
a lot of promising jobs.
A lot of promising jobs. We have a lot of the year left. We have a huge backlog. We're going to get another nice Yale job for our backlog for next year. Now we just have to go out and get, whatever it is, $1 million, $1.2 million to get us to our goal. And I think it's entirely achievable.
Yeah.
Something to say on the sales side, just to be more effective on our win rate. We've noticed that we must try to get all new inquiries in on a Teams meeting and get a face-to-face. I've noticed over the last 1 to 2 years have been much more successful with that technique. So we're going to take that same approach with Plex and distributors and get them on a call with us so that they see the team approach, they can ask questions, and it's much harder to say no. So that's going to be a new strategy going forward this year.
Engineering at 5 Boynton Road. We'll talk a little bit about some highlights from 2021 and move forward to goals for 22. So the 21 highlights, we have MDM Next support, the PFA injection molded casings that we've launched, as well as starting to set up the Iwaki do Brazil KD manufacturing. Currently, we're waiting on cast samples to support the global outreach of part delivery. Additionally, in 2021, we had price increases on motors 5 times already in 2021. And in 2022, we've had 2 increases so far. So raw materials, and especially metals and motors, keep creeping up very high. So we have to keep a close eye on that.
Does that mean another price increase?
Price increases on motors, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure pump-wise, we will also look to review mid-year our margins as well. So also in supporting the Iwaki America manufacturing site and direct reports on the mechanical or manufacturing engineering side, we developed a E-Series foot valve manufacturing cell that we are now building in-house and testing at the same time. We also helped the Walchem folks build some test fixtures for the new Style B systems, as well as some sensor manifold options that were introduced as well. We also took a look closer at the copper nickel sensor, and we also need to take a look at redesign in the new year here. Additional goals in pump engineering. We added another engineer. We brought David Labonte into the group. He joined in January officially and will help out on the RFQ side and drawing and manufacturing support the amount of inquiries that are coming in through Mike and his group in sales. We also replaced Chris Robertson last year with Phil Berdos, another manufacturing engineer who's working out very well. We transitioned Jetro into more of a product specialist or product manager for the third-party vendor products, including Sanwa and YTS third-party products. Some goals moving forward for 2022. We have a couple of Kaizen projects that we are working on in manufacturing called K-Cell. This is a way to streamline our manufacturing process and make it more foolproof, that different operators or different assemblers can refer to electronic documents right in front of them and eliminate the use of paper books or manuals.
Right.
We also have another project on the books, K-Labor Kaizen. This is to determine our actual costs, meaning our costs of the cost that it takes to manufacture a product, rolled into labor as well as actual material costs.
We want to do that on the aquatic side as well. Next year.
So that will transpose into that initiative next door at 3:30. Iwaki do Brazil, we need to build the test stand and qualify it over there so that the folks in Brazil can go on the KD program, and also take a look at the cast parts sourcing, and we're waiting on samples currently to review. We also are planning to launch the MA and MB product line from Sanwa to increase that product offering. And another goal here is to eliminate the WMD or phase it out The WMD model is forever increasing with motor costs from Fasco, and we feel that MD product is far superior, and it's easier to consolidate into one smaller centrifugal mag drive product offering. So that will be a goal coming up this year. Other goals for 22 are larger CPI MDM type product. Continue to work with folks in Japan on next generation products and introduce the ANSI larger models when available this year. Another goal is stock reduction of all IA pump related products. Same goes for 330 as well, try and reduce our inventory. We also have a lean program going on with a grant that we got from the state of Massachusetts. We have a consultant/advisor coming in to help us with that. We're also going to take a look at the larger picture for overall operations and maybe look to bring in someone fresh for a director of operations for both buildings that will cover all manufacturing of Iwaki America. Also, another goal here is to set up a jack of all trades for AODD conversions. We set up the warehouse next door at 330 this past year to include all of the YTS AOD products in that warehouse where there's a lot more space. So we need somebody over there that can handle and tackle the conversions and relabeling for us. So that is in the works. Another goal is to restart our continuous improvement meetings to help streamline our manufacturing processes and let some of the department leads and assemblers have a say in how things are done or what needs we can help them out with. Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know.